headaches, or other chronic pain, a controversial doctor says he can heal you with his magnetic forces. Muhammad Aliakbari calls himself an energy therapist and a world-renowned healer. Akbari tried to heal several people tonight at the Islamic House of Wisdom in Dearborn Heights. This boy walks with only the use of leg braces. Akbari attempted to heal him. His followers say he's been performing medical miracles worldwide by using his magnetic forces to treat the handicapped, cancer patients, and epileptics. Dr. Akbari will be back at the Islamic House of Wisdom tomorrow night at 8.
Tonight, the dish on one of Hollywood's hottest couples, a Friends star.
In the name of God, the compassionate and merciful, hello and welcome to Sahar News. I'm Safiza Mehru. Recently in Iran, there has been a lot of talk about a new phenomenon known as monotheism healing, which has both many supporters as well as opponents.
Muhammad Aliakbari is one of the few people who claim to have such healing powers. More than 9,000 tests have been carried out inside and outside the country, and after a lot of dispute between physicians, he has currently given approval to examine patients who have the consent of their physicians. Aliakbari claims that his style of healing is different from those who heal without giving medicine or use energy therapy. He also says that his force is a God-given force. He adds that it possesses of power to scan and identify sicknesses and psychological and physical diseases. A number of patients say that they owe their health to the improvement of Aliakbari. Numerous physicians have confirmed his power, while others say his claims is in violation of medical regulations and current science. Anyhow, while possessing a permit from the Islamic Revolutionary Court, which came after 12 months of investigation by the court's experts, he is currently cooperating with a number of Iranian hospitals. Our reporter held an interview on magnetism with him recently. In a response to a question on the source of his power, Aliakbari said that his force is a God-given force, which is received through the patient's brain, and after 3 sessions of telepathy, in numerous cases, it has left positive results on a number of patients. He also said there is no definite assurance that patients will be healed through this method. After the patient is referred to by his doctor, he initially receives energy and is then referred back to his own doctor so that he can carefully examine the effects of the magnetism therapy. He said this method of therapy rarely gives positive results on inborn diseases and spinal injuries. Aliakbari stressed that healing is always done by God Almighty. He also stressed that due to the request of the Iranian nation, he will travel to different parts of Iran so that he may be able to treat patients who are unable to travel.
بادلی لبریز عشق و جام نوشین آمدم.
In West Hills, California. That's in Los Angeles County. And I had the pleasure of meeting Dr. Aliakbari 2.5 years ago. And 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with a tumor on my ovary. And I called him. He gave me energy over the phone. And that was just after the diagnosis was from an ultrasound. I had 2 energy healings on the phone and then another ultrasound 3 weeks later, and the doctors found that the tumor was gone. I'm very grateful to Dr. Aliakbari. My phone number is 818.
Happy. My name is Donna Gravy. I am from Spanaway, Washington, and I came to see Dr. Akbari. Very serious problem with my knees. Could not get down on the floor and get up without help or holding onto a table or chair to get up. Had treatments with Dr. Akbari. He gave me very good energy. I have been pain-free for 6 days straight, which I have not been pain-free for years. They want to do knee surgery, replace both of my knees, and now I don't have that pain and I can move and I can do things, and it is incredible. Heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Akbari.
Thank you.
I would either have to have someone help me up or hang onto a table and pull myself up, but now I can get up. I could not have done it. Haven't done that in 10 years. Couldn't do it. So, huge improvement. Huge improvement. Thank you.
Well, thank you. So, as I started to introduce Aliakbari before, but he's going to do a universal healing. He uses vocal vibration, mental telepathy, and electromagnetic energy to give that harmonizing, that healing energy out. And he can do it through the cameras, through remotely. He's been tested, as I said, by NASA, by Princeton University. In Iran, where he grew up and where he lives part of the time before he started traveling the world, giving his healing gift to the people of the world. He was brought into to court to basically prove it. I mean, people had heard about Ali and had been coming to his house and lining up around the block. And his neighbor, who was a medical doctor, said, you know, what kind of thing? This guy ain't a doctor. Why are these people coming? So he was hauled off into court. And you know, he had to go through this entire process. First his hands were measured, and the electromagnetic energy out of his hands was 6 times the average. And then they said, we're going to give you this array of 100 people who are sick, who are very sick, you know, with cancers and diabetes and heart conditions. And they said, if you can heal one, then you can go on, even though you don't have a medical license, and heal the Iranian people. And he went around and healed these 100 people, and out of 157 were basically completely healed. And the Iranian court ruled that Ali could go on and practice this incredible gift from God that he's been given. So we're honored to have him as a special occurrence to be able to share his gift with us. So he's going to do a universal healing, and then sometime later in the season or next year, we're going to have an interview with him and hear about all his gifts. So Ali...
And every time I wanted to pray, and when I just bent over to put my foot on the ground, if I had a bit of a big problem in my back, and I couldn't really stand up back again, and I was struggling to stand up again. Or when I was walking around, after a while, I felt a lot of pain on my back. And after the meeting you, and having that treatment, the pain almost gone forever.
I have been healed by Dr. Aliakbari myself. I suffered from clinical depression and severe back pain. 1 week before I met Dr. Aliakbari, my back pain was so severe that I went into shock and had to be transported by ambulance to the hospital. I now have no pain in my back, and I expect it to stay that way. I believe Dr. Aliakbari is the genuine article. Thank you.
Dr. Gideon Darvish, I'm a rheumatologist at Santa Monica, and I have worked with Santa Monica UCLA Hospital. I had the pleasure of meeting Dr. Askari. During his first visit, he was able to evaluate me and tell me exactly the amount of illness I had. He also gave me energy therapy, from which I had good results. In addition, I had the pleasure of reviewing his work and his research, and I had the pleasure of being able to evaluate his work, and it was extremely impressive to know that Dr. Akbari had done a great job in many of the cases, whether they are functional or they are real disease. And I was very impressed to know that Dr. Akbari's combination treatment with the traditional medicine has helped a lot of patients to recover, and also in some cases to obtain some.
My name is Robert Schnitzer. I'm the CEO and founder of Oasis Television and OasisTV.com. I've had the honor and privilege of receiving from Muhammad Aliakbari thus far 3 energy healing sessions over the past several months. I feel a tremendous improvement, everything from my heart, other internal organs, and an increase in overall well-being. His system of energy healing, for me personally, absolutely works.
I'm a cardiac surgeon at UCLA. I'm specialized in pediatric cardiac surgery, transplantation of heart and heart-lung, and adult complex cardiac procedures. I've had the honor and the privilege to get to know Dr. Aliakbari, who's here in California for a very short period of time. I attended his conference during which he explained in detail to some scientific extent his telepathic power to cure different arrays of disease processes. I myself have referred multiple of my patients to him, and he was able to successfully treat these patients to great...
Myself, my name is Bill Tepper. I've worked as an actor and as a writer in the film business in Los Angeles. I've been in some films that perhaps have played in Iran. I played Tom Hanks' brother in a film called Bachelor Party. I've been in movies like Breathless with Richard Gere. And recently met Dr. Aliakbari. He's asked me to talk to you a little bit and just explain my experience with him. A few days before, one that kept me from being able to reach up much higher than the small of my back. Usually I could reach my hand up to the nape of my neck. I had pain in my shoulder, an enormous amount of stiffness, and I had it that evening. After Dr. Aliakbari did his movement, he touched my arm, touched my shoulder, moved his hands about my body. I reached up and I felt as if I had had no injury. My flexibility was completely restored.
My name is Dr. Saeed Muniri. I'm graduated from Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland and got my MD there and specialize in urology in England. The first time I saw Mr. Akbari was in Jam TV, which is broadcasting to Europe, and he claimed at that program that he had this energy that can treat a special type of disease like asthma, migraine, and disc. So I tried to contact him in Iran, and I found with difficulty because there are many people here requesting his service. When I saw him here in Iran, I tried to investigate more about this energy, and I'm intending, if possible, to invite him to England to investigate these claims and that this energy, what type it is, and how it can treat people. I'm intending also to invite him for this purpose. I saw many papers and many videos from him, and even today there was a person in our meeting that he has a certain type of pain in his hand that after his energy this pain disappeared.
Absolutely. Thank you for the invitation. There's never been a time in the world that healing is more prevalent than today. What we want to do is to embrace the opportunity to watch this healing grow. And I believe that as we continue to do that and we embrace it, then what's going to happen is that it's going to manifest itself in great manifestation, and we'll see even greater signs. Christ himself said that we would do greater gifts than he. You know, what's fascinating is that I believe that there's a point in our lives where we have the ability to draw in those things that are very important. This book, Black Eye on America, which started out as a healing book, but before you can have healing, you have to have truth. And I wanted to write what was truth about our country, America here, and purposely delete the animosity, the racism, and leave a final product that the readers could read and understand. So in that healing process and having an opportunity to work with the homeless and in other organizations, a friend of mine brought to my attention several months ago about Aliakbari and this special gift. Now,
okay, before that, because and then you somehow through a coincidence,
right, through a friend, a mutual friend, Janine Basenio, who's an actress, very talented actress here in Los Angeles, introduced me to Dr. Aliakbari. And through that association, I had an opportunity to spend several months working with him and watching his healing procedures. And it didn't take long to realize that there is a special gift here. And I was hoping that I would be asked to have an opportunity to bring this gift to the industry here, so that not only...
My name's Teresa, and I've come to see the doctor, Aliakbari. And before I used to smoke 1 pack of cigarettes a day, and now it's finished.
I just didn't think I'd ever, there's no medical reason I'm even got what I got. I broke my back in 2. I fell off a deck 30 feet and broke it in 2. And before this, I was a very active person. So I tried to get him to play wheelchair tennis, but it's really hard on you. And I pulled a rod, part of my rod out of my back. And this man has so made me feel so much better. I can't even tell you. I mean, it's you know.
You can do this now?
You can move your neck and...
I mean, all the way around.
Fantastic.
Gambari, and for 5 years I've had severe headaches that no doctor anywhere in the whole of London and the whole of England could ever cure me. Just from yesterday, just listening to Dr. Aliakbari, I just felt it going as soon as possible. And after I had the energy, I've never had so much energy in the whole of my life. The whole of yesterday, I just laughed, and I was so relaxed. I've never ever been relaxed in my whole life. And also my mother, who's been ill for maybe 15 years, but in the last 4 years she's been so bad that she couldn't even pray properly, so she had to lie down and pray. And today, as you can see here, she for the first time in her life, she can eat something that's really cold. Before, if she just had a little bit of something, then that her kidneys would fail. And all her she's about to go and maybe have an operation. And inshallah, maybe she won't now after all that. I just like to thank Dr. Aliakbari and Allah for helping all of us.
Wonderful cat of yours.
I'm Teresa. This is Lady. She was diagnosed with squamous cell carcinoma, and it is uncurable according to the vet and the oncologist. And they basically gave her, they said we would have her around maybe 2 to 6 months. She had her last radiation treatment the 5th of February. And the last time we saw the oncologist was, I think, the 19th of March, which was our first visit with Dr. Akbari. As soon as we'd left the oncologist, we came to Dr. Aliakbari. And she has not been on pain medication since. That was the last time, before she was taking pain medication twice.
Can you lift the cat? They wanted to see.
Sure.
It's a her, right?
It's a her,
Yes.
yeah. She was on pain medication 2 to 3 times a day.
And the cancer had eaten away at her face, which is what we're showing currently.
Yeah, it hadn't eaten away yet. This is now all the dead tissue that is now being eaten away. It's going.
Yes. And so...
But she's had no pain whatsoever.
Fantastic.
Her whole demeanor has changed. She had been urinating in her bed and everything. Since her visits, she stopped doing that.
Fantastic.
She now uses her litter box. She eats properly.
Fantastic. And you attest all that, obviously, to...
Absolutely.
And you just said it's a miracle, right? Is that what
Absolutely. It's amazing. And she gets so happy. As soon as we are headed this way, she knows when we are coming to see Dr.
Unbelievable.
Akbari. She starts purring. We came off the freeway now. As soon as we came off the freeway...
Sachs. I'm from Florida in the southeast United States. And I saw Dr. Aliakbari for the first time about a month ago. And I had heard about the things that he's capable of doing and the healing that he's done, and I believed it. But the experience of actually visiting with him and feeling his hands on my body and hearing his voice run through my body as he spoke and as he sang was something that I could never have envisioned before, and something that has changed my life in the time since. I know that he told me things that about my family, about my past, about my future even, that no one else could have possibly known, that he could not have possibly known without the presence of a much higher power with him. And I feel like since I had the opportunity of visiting with him, that higher power has been with me in a way that it certainly wasn't before, and in a way that I had only dreamed of prior.
Similar to a microwave or sometimes ultrasound wave, because I felt, but I know medicine, I know the how it works. I felt the heat inside of my bone, and exactly the area was painful. And that for the first time, that night I could sleep, and I was so excited. I think we slept because we were doing a lot of things, maybe 3 o'clock. And at 7 o'clock, I was so excited because it was the first time I slept with no pain. And it proved to me that, okay, there is something here. And anyway, that was, at least God gave me this opportunity to test this for myself. I guess my belief of this.
Yes, my name is Dr. Mariam Motla. I'm a neuromuscular dentist practicing in Portland, Oregon. The reason I came to see doctor was because of one of my family members, and we kind of came in doubt because there was negative things said about the doctor, but with belief, I came and I brought my family member, and after just 2 sessions of therapy, I did see quite a bit of an improvement in his left hand, which was weakness in the left hand. And what was really amazing to me is that because I didn't come here for treatment, we just started talking to Dr. Aliakbari, and he just scanned my body and told me about a minor cyst that I've had in my body, and it's just a very minor cyst that I haven't even sought treatment for. But I was shocked because his hand was like a scan, and I'm a true believer. There is a lot of things that with scientific approach we cannot prove because we can't see it in the paper, but it's just because it's beyond our comprehension. I believe that we should not deny it. Thank you.
Hi, this is Dr. Karazi, Shada Karazi. I'm practicing in Portland, Oregon. I'm a general dentist, and it was a very amazing experience we had on a weekend. We came about 3 hours away from Seattle. We drove all the way to Seattle, and at first I didn't want to come inside. I was skeptical. I didn't believe at all, and I heard about him, and the doctor is, my parents, my mom, and my friends, they really wanted to come and see him, and I just came in just to see and observe, see what's going on. 5,000, 50,000 people seeing him. There must be something. And 3 years ago, I had severe discomfort, pain, sharp pain in my lower part of my leg, and they took X-ray. They thought I have a cancer. Then I have one scan. They told me I have probably cancer, and then I have MRI. I need to have MRI every year, and I'm always in pain, a lot of pain. When I came here, the doctor, without knowing that I have the discomfort, he put his hands on my knees, which most of the discomfort and pain I have is coming from both of my knees. And soon he put his hand close to my knees. I felt a nice feeling and nice power from those his hands, basically. And when I went home, I felt much better. I was in much ease, and I felt pretty good, actually. I can say for the first time in my life, after 3 years, I didn't have a lot of pain. I didn't have to take medication for my pain. I could say it was amazing. Just because we cannot see something doesn't mean that it's not true. It was a very amazing experience, and thank you very much. I could say I'm a true believer now. Thank you.
This is Dr. Arshadi. I'm a psychotherapist. I had a back problem for a few months. I met Dr. Aliakbari. He gave me energy, and my pain went away the next day. And I'm very pleased that I had the opportunity to meet him. I'm so happy that he has this gift that he could help all human beings all over the world.
Years ago, I re-injured my back after having back surgery back in 1984. Herniated a disc at L4, L5. For the last 3 months, this is October 26th of 2002, and about 3 months ago I re-injured it even more. I was flat on my back on an air mattress for about 4 weeks, taking all kinds of medication. I saw Dr. Akbari on the October 25th, almost immediately after he had seen me, and we had a private session together. I was able to bend down, pick up a piece of paper off the ground without pain, something I haven't been able to do in the past 3 months without taking heavy doses of heavy medication like Percocet and Xanax and Vioxx and a couple other medications, just so I could function in real life. Thank you, doctor. It's been a great help.
Thank you. Yes, I rescued my dog, and you let me know that she misses her brother, and we were trying to, you actually did a healing on her, so that way she can be happy in her present and not be upset with her past.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name's Matthew Norell. Dr. Akbari fully cured a tic I used to have in my hands. My whole body would tremble. And as you can see right now, there is absolutely no problem. Arms are not trembling. My neck, my whole body would basically shake. And right now, everything is fine. I just saw him 2 times. And it's really quite remarkable.
Can you give your number?
Hi, this is my puppy Gianni, and he's 7-month-old. And last week, he overdosed on vitamins. He took 18 pills, and he almost died. I rushed him to the hospital, and they didn't know if he was going to live. They thought he had liver damage, and they didn't know if he would make it through the night. And I was very upset. I called Dr. Akbari, and he gave Gianni energy, and they didn't know if he was going to live actually for 3 days. They couldn't tell me. And the very next day, after Dr. Akbari gave him energy, they called me and told me that I could bring him home, that he was totally fine, he had recovered 100%, and he was ready to come home. And that was right after Dr. Akbari gave him energy. And now he's... Thank you.
Before, and then I feel like big before, but now I feel like I don't feel anything. I feel like it's gone.
I've been suffering from the backache for about 14 years. And when I was in Iran and Iraq, in Iran war, and I've had this backache for 14 years, and I have this pain constantly in my back and in my soul all the time. Wherever I go, wherever I sit down, wherever, always have this pain with me. So since Mr. Akbari, Aliakbari, I've been seen by him, and I never have this pain anymore. I'm really kind to him and really appreciate it.
I've been treated with Dr. Aliakbari, and then, you know, before I always have a headache, like a migraine and a back. It's very bad, especially the back. So after 3 days for treatment, you know, I feel better in the morning. I didn't take 2 days in a row now for a painkiller like aspirin.
Marvelous man, and is capable of giving a lot of energy to people, and looking forward to a nice association, and we're all very thankful.
Since I saw the doctor, the head noises are very minimal compared to what they were prior to when I saw him. I just hope and pray that it continues this way. I really can live with it very well. The other way was very agonizing and very hard to live with.
What's your name, please?
Okay.
Your name? What's your name?
My name is Gilbert Fitch, Century City, Los Angeles.
In February of 2000, I was diagnosed with metastatic kidney cancer. So the kidney had the cancer in it, but the cancer went. My name is Tim Damus. I am an Australian living in Los Angeles in California. In February of 2000, I was diagnosed with kidney cancer, and the disease had metastasized to my chest and into the bones in my chest, the ribs. I had the kidney removed on this side, but unfortunately there's not many therapies for the disease when it's in the chest. I went to UCLA and I did an experimental treatment there, but that failed. Then I went to City of Hope and I did immunotherapy there, which was interleukin-2. Unfortunately, that treatment gave me a heart attack, so I had to stop that treatment. So unfortunately for me, there wasn't much else the medical profession could offer me. So through my wife, I was introduced to Dr. Aliakbari, who was visiting California, and I have had 4 healing treatments from him, and I feel much more energized. I have no more pain in my chest, I'm breathing easier, and I thank him very much for his help.
Hi, I'm Omid Baba Khanifar. I had heartburn for over 2 years, almost 2.5 years, and I've seen many specialists and many doctors in the past few years. I've been taking Zantac and that didn't work, so I took Prilosec for the past 1.5 years, and nothing could cure me. My condition was getting worse and worse until I met Dr. Aliakbari, and after 5 visits, my pain is gone. I had pain every day, and I had burns, and my pain is completely gone, and I'm very happy that I had the privilege to.
Now, I went to a lot of doctors, but they couldn't, they couldn't fix my nose because they couldn't fix my nose. But now I'm with Dr. Aliakbari. It got a lot better. I can breathe much better than before, and I really want to say thanks to Dr. Aliakbari, Mr. Aliakbari, and he's a great, honest man I ever seen in my life. So I want to bless him. I want to bless him, stay alive forever. This is the wonderful man I ever seen in my life.
I met Dr. Muhammad Aliakbari on the telephone 2.5 years ago, and he gave me energy on the telephone. It was very effective. And then I met him in person about 2 years and 3 months ago, and he gave me the energy that relieved much of the pain in there. I have seen him doing a lot of miracle to a lot of people who testify, both on television and in person, of the effectiveness of his energy method of healing people. He's a fantastic gentleman.
شفا